The arrival of Sir Lancelot. One bright afternoon of spring, Camelot's rousing was broken by a commotion in the castle courtyard. A knight, suffering from a terrible wound, had been carried in on a stretcher. Driven deep into his leg was the rusting, broken-off blade of sword. "My lord, help me," he said to Arthur. "I was told by a hermit that I would find a knight in Camelot who could draw out the blade from my leg. He would be the most noble and best of all the knights of the Round Table." Arthur had the knight carried into the castle. Then one by one the knights of the Round Table filed in to try and remove the blade, but each time the broken blade refused to budge. "Your hermit must have been wrong," Arthur said to him. "No," said the knight. "He must be here. He is rambling, the poor man," Arthur was saying to Guinevere, when two horses came clattering through the gates. One of the riders was Nimue, the Lady of the Lake. "Greetings, Arthur," she said. "I bring you Lancelot, son of King Ban of Benwick. Merlin bid me foster him. Since his father died in battle, I have prepared him to take his place at the Round Table. His time has come." Suddenly Arthur thought of the wounded knight. Perhaps he had come at just the right moment. "Come with me," he said. "Your first test awaits you." He led them upstairs. He made Lancelot kneel before him, then laid the flat of Excalibur first on one shoulder and then on the other. Lancelot promised him his loyalty. Then he turned to the wounded knight. Arthur, Guinevere, and a little group of knights watched as he grasped the broken blade. He came smoothly from the wound. "Look, the wound has closed," said Guinevere. "Lancelot had healed him." Guinevere was entranced by the new knight, but the Lady of the Lake smiled sadly. The future had whispered her a warning, just as it had Merlin. This was the beginning of the end. "Farewell, Sir Lancelot," she said. Then with a glance at Guinevere, she glided from the room. Arthur held up his hand for silence. "So another seat is filled. Come, Sir Lancelot, take your place at the Round Table. Fulfill your destiny." But which seat? Would it be the one to take the seat marked perilous? The other knights held their breath as he got closer and closer. He stopped, not at perilous. The gilded letters appeared with his name, at a seat just one short. At the next tournament, Lancelot took on knight after knight. Each one yielded to him. Even Arthur found himself thrown to the ground at the joust. At the close of the tournament, Lancelot was presented with his prize by Guinevere, a wreath of laurel leaves. Arthur was proud to have such a knight as Lancelot at the table. "To the victor the spoils," said Guinevere with a smile, placing the wreath on his bowed head. Lancelot looked up. "And a victor I claim my right," he said, "to be your champion, if you will have me, to fight for you and no other." Guinevere slid a silk scarf from her neck. Her hand shook a little as she tied it round his neck. Lancelot bent his knee and kissed her hand. The crowd erupted in wave after wave of cheers. "Champion, but of the loveliest of the queens," he said so quietly that only Guinevere could hear. Lancelot won the tournament year after year. No one could match him. But one day he suddenly announced he was going questing for noble adventure beyond Camelot. Arthur was sad to see him go, but Lancelot insisted. Guinevere watched from the castle walls until he disappeared into the distance, tears coursing down her face.